Hello, good people. How is everyone? This is old school tonight, so I don't even know if anybody will find me, but that's okay too. I've been sick, and I may just sit here for a little bit with you guys, and then I might not be here too long tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Me, Shayla. Going old school tonight on the computer. I, for the life of me, can't figure out how to go live on my phone, which is what I normally use for subscribers only. It just doesn't give me that option. And I thought if I scheduled it in the studio and then came on my phone, it would show it, but it doesn't. So I give up. I give up. Oh, I give up. So that's all right. This needs to be a little bit calmer one for me tonight. It's coming back off the sick train. I'm getting there, Mish. It's when you're older, it just takes longer for your body to bounce back. So I'm trying. I am. Thank you, Adia. Appreciate you. Hey, MMC. Hey, Ma Boss, I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother. But selfishly, I was kind of hope maybe, we just have a small group anyway. So just saying. I've been thinking about you ladies, wondering what y'all are up to and how love life is for you and all that. So I've had you on my mind. And Mish, I'm laughing. I have to laugh. I was going to print out your email so I could talk to you about some of the things in it, because I think you underestimate the quality of your questions, and I think a lot of people would benefit from that anyway. And the darn printer ate it. I mean, it's still in there sitting on the floor because I turned it. I had to unplug it, turn it upside down, try to take the thing apart. And I just, okay, that's enough. I give. So, another day, not today. Thank you, Adia. It's good to be seen. Just tell you, live to die another day, That's how I felt. Oh, my. Adia met somebody new. Well, what is this supposed to? If it happens, it happens. So what? That's exactly what you usually do, is because you say, no, I'm just going to be over here, be by myself. And and that's when the universe says, oh, watch this. Well, maybe so. Actually, and Mish, since you said that, I was thinking what I'd like to do, and I've been talking about this, but I want to do like a Zoom with the people that want to be on it. I mean, I can do members only chat, yeah, but I don't know. I'd like to see your faces for those who want to participate. I mean, have an actual conversation as opposed to just looking at. I don't know. And so I want to do that for members. And that's what I was thinking. We might start with some of your great questions and use that for conversation starters. So that's what I'm thinking. Well, your new friend hasn't had time enough to get to know you well enough, probably, Adia. It doesn't mean it won't be, that's for sure. But I love to hear your vibing. Hey, Cherie. Not much. You didn't miss much. I just said I'm going old school tonight on my computer. Oh, which reminds me. I have this mic on when I go over there, and it doesn't work here. So I hope you guys can hear me all right. Yeah, I remember that now that you say it, Adia. It did say that. Well, let's talk about that. It said it would be better there's no hard and fast do's and don'ts in my mind, but it did say it would be better if you gave yourself some more time to heal. What in the world? Sorry. God, I'm moving my cursor and it's doing weird things up here. So you would like that idea? Well, that's right. I could seed you. So, you don't have to wear underwear, but you have to wear clothes. And just say, oh, because I don't know. I think Jay might like that too. Don't you think he would? Y'all are so sweet. I was trying to answer the rest of the comment. All of y'all were commenting about me being back and sick, and I appreciate y'all so much. Absolutely, Adia. Well, Misha's already in line for a reading too, so we'll do that. Another reason why I thought it'd be okay if we just had a little small group tonight, because that's okay. I'm just not ready to take on that many people. That last live net, obviously there are not that many people here at one time when you're doing those vertical lives like I normally do, but that, I think the last one or the one before that was like 11,000 people coming through there. That's a lot of energy, y'all. That's a lot of energy. Oh, Sheree, that's so sweet. Well, I missed y'all too. I swear I did. Y'all don't, I said this to you before that I've heard readers say that. I missed y'all, but I thought they were just being nice. No, I really did miss y'all. And I thought about, a lot of people do those, the true behind the curtains, but y'all did not want to see me. I'm just saying, y'all did not want to see me in that ugly state. I literally pretty much did. I managed to get from my bed to my sofa just for a dang change of scenery, and that happened 5 days. I could not. I basically ate one little meal a day, and thank God for Amy's frozen dinners. That was what it was, and anyway, it was just one of those ugly, it wasn't a head thing, it was all on my chest, and I'm still I got stuff I took some medicine for came on here. Hopefully it wouldn't be so ugly. It's not the same for a whole week. Well, y'all are so funny going through withdrawals. Oh, isn't that sweet? I know we've got a great group of ladies, and I have to include Jay. Obviously he's a sweetheart too. And I think he and now Shamir is the other male. There was Saturnian's son also. I think I'd have to look at my membership. I've lost a couple, so I don't know who's still there and who's not anymore. But this week. So yeah, it's a good group of people. Good group of. I really feel like when we're friends, then especially because we share the love stories we share together. Cherie, that you would go to like my channel, Scorpio 1111 channel, and the little bell icon, you have to turn that on. Now, if that's already turned on and you're not getting notifications, that's an indicator that it's your phone notification, not YouTube notification. So you have to go into your phone and go into your apps and then click on YouTube and then click on allow notifications. Because most people that aren't getting notified, it's that, not YouTube so much. Or I don't know, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what the percentage is, but I know I cough all the time anyway, but this is, sorry, another level, so my apologies. Oh, it's so sweet, Mish. They're probably relieved and they have their mama back for the week. I know. I tell you what, you made me. I didn't cry, but I wanted to, and I almost did, Mish, when I read that. I mean, I absolutely. I read your email twice because I thought there's a lot I want to say to that. That's why I said I wanted to print it out so we could talk about it. And you know what? I can pull it up on my iPad. I can go get my iPad. Well, it's so much better. You should have heard me several days ago. I mean, I was, yeah. I'm still coughing up. I know this is gross. I'm still coughing up probably a cup of mucus a day. But, my lungs have always been the weak spot in my body since I was a child because I had asthma real bad. Almost died a couple of times from it because they didn't have the wonder drugs back then that they have now for that. So it's always been tough for me. In fact, I was telling a friend of mine, because my asthma's come back now as an adult. It doesn't bother me often, but the way that it affects me basically is I don't have regular lung capacity. And so I'm on an inhaler when I remember to take it, just a preventive inhaler in the morning and evening. And even when I'm on that inhaler, my maximum oxygen intake capacity is 82% of normal. Go figure. We all have something, but it doesn't really slow me down much. It doesn't. I do what I do and, a lot worse things. Oh, Mish, God, I'm sorry to hear that about your mom. I mean, I can't say it's all that unusual. Typically, our parents are there to give us lessons, not be our best friends. So, I don't know. Oh, Cherie, I'm tired of you crying too. Queen of Swords, look at this. Every one of y'all, the moderators, I am so tickled. I am just tickle pink. I'm loving it. See, it's so interesting. I put subscribers, and I'm wondering if actually that's YouTube did something else. God only knows, but maybe y'all the only ones that have notifications turned on. I don't know, but I'm loving it. This is fine with me tonight. Oh Lord, y'all are so sweet. I love y'all to pieces. So anyway, here I am, trying to come back. I wanted to do because a couple of y'all, Cherie and Queen of Swords, you got here a little later, and I was talking about with Adia and Mish that I'd really like to do a members only. YouTube will let you do members only live chats and all that, but I'd like to do a Zoom so we can have an actual face-to-face conversation, and it's a little bit more personal, and I don't know, and talk about things. So if y'all would like that, let me know. I know Adia said yes. I think Mish would like that. Well, she didn't say that. She just said you could see us. That's all she said. So no, you can block the camera, to be honest. On a Zoom, you can say no camera. That's your choice, but I'd love it if we could just get us, because right now we're a smaller group, and I think it'd be fun to do that. And it'd be good going forward at some point. I've mentioned I want to start doing some live classes, like meditation classes and things. Speaking of, and then I'm going to start reading. I didn't look at it tonight when I came on, but the last, I don't know, 3 days ago when I checked it, when I first posted the meditation videos, there's 3. One on the breathing, which I posted for all the members. Excuse me. There's a second one about actually how to meditate. It's, I don't know, 25 minutes long, something like that. And then the third one is a guided meditation technique. Just basically a guided meditation. And so the first one got viewed by most of the members. The second 2 I released to the higher tier membership first, and then released it to all the members, and then sent out a post. So I know y'all saw it, the post. And the last time I checked it, none of y'all had watched it except the first one. So meditation is an amazing tool, ladies. I'm just saying. So don't, I mean, y'all don't have to watch it, but I gave you something extra and nobody watched it. I think it would too, Mish. I think it'd be fun. I think it would be, I mean, I'm consider myself a professional, but I feel obviously a lot more comfortable with just you guys. Now, as we grow here, I might feel differently about that. I don't know. I'm laughing at your comment, Adia, because we're all dating the same sorry person. I know. It's so true. Are you serious? You couldn't find it? You should be able to go to, all right, you're a member. And if you go to my page and you click on memberships, it should now show up, because I changed it because when I, post a video, it asks me, who do you want to see this? And if I click on members, it says what level of membership. So I changed it when I made that post to all members. So you should be able to see it. That's troubling if you can't. I need to look at that. So I'm wondering, that may be why. Something going on there. Maybe I should just make it public. Sorry. No, there's Soul Tribe members, and then there's Soul Tribe. No. There's Soul Tribe members, and Soul Tribe family. The family is the higher membership. But I changed it to members, so it should be everybody. And if you're not, I need to know that, guys. If you can't see it still. Hey, Trish, how are you? You snuck in on us. Okay, Mish, well, please follow up with me and let me know, because if that's something I need to fix, I'll dive in and see what I can do. Oh, good. Cherie said she'd like that too. Yeah, and it says on it says on the video, part 1, breathing, part 2, how to meditate, part 3, guided meditation. That's what they're entitled. And it should be for all members. Yeah, should be. Now, hold on. I'm going to get my iPad in a second. Misha, I'm laughing because I had my red shoes on today. I just want you to know. I was thinking about you. You're my hero. I'm not kidding. You're my hero. You need to tell him what you did. I think that's so cool. With your bling. All right, just want to double check. I'm going to look here real quick. Okay, they're showing up as members, but I only have one view, and I suspect that was Jay that watched them. That is really, let me see. Just as members, yeah, not any special member situation. So I don't know. Let me know. Okay. Now, oh no, Trish. Oh gosh. That's when I would call my sons. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to get through this. All right. Now, Mish wanted a reading. She prepaid for her reading earlier, but you didn't post a question. So tell me your question, Ms. Mish, and before I ask for the deck. And I just, well, wait. I know. And the reason she's my hero is because that is one of the best ways to manifest. And she's just taking it so to heart. And so, I'm just so proud of her. Oh, which reminded me when I read that, Abraham Hicks talked about this in some of her videos, and it made me think of this. So I wanted to share this little tip with you guys, talking about manifesting. She said when she was first starting, she would walk around, and maybe she still does it, but she would walk around, and she says, if you can do this with $100 bill, fine. If you can't, do it with a $10 bill, whatever you can do. But she would go into a store that had some expensive things or things that she normally would not either be able to afford or at that time couldn't afford. And so she would, but instead of saying, oh, I can't afford that, or that's too much, or I'll never have that, in her mind, she would instead say, thinking about that money, and she would know that money was in her wallet, and she would say, but won't it be nice when I can buy that? That'll be so nice when I buy that. That'll be so nice when I can buy that. That'll be really nice. I can buy that. I can buy that. So, it just sort of changes the dialogue about things, which is the start of manifestation, of course. Sorry. Hi, let's see. Who else? Anybody else? Did I miss anybody else? I don't think I did. Fashion group. Well, and it's not just that, but she was manifesting what she wants her new life to look like. I'm always about telling y'all to tell the story like you want it to be, and visualize it, and do your affirmations, and tell the new story. Well, she took it a step further. She took it, I'm going to go buy my dresses. I'm going to get myself, and like, imagine. It's one thing to sit and visualize, but imagine now trying on your new sequin gown and standing in front of the mirror. Now you get, it kind of amps it up in the 3D. Now I can really tell the story. I can really use my imagination about, well, it's so lovely to be going out tonight, and I'm just really excited about my so-and-so evening. And you start talking about the evening, and you got all, so it's just a fabulous way to do it. To that point, Nish, because I wanted to, and again, I think everybody would kind of benefit from that. What you're talking about other tarot readers. So I did have some thoughts about that, which I may still, when I can, I'm either going to rescue my printer or I'm going to throw it out, but one or the other, when I can print your email. It just had a lot of good info that I'd like to share with my response to people. One of the things is about, on the one hand, yes, it's good to pretty much find a tarot reader that you like. Well, it's not just about liking them, yeah, but it's about, do you resonate with what they're talking about? Do you resonate when they give you messages? Do you connect with their messages more than you don't connect? That's important to me. Um, but it's also, we got to cut them some slack, because the more people watching them, the larger the collective numbers, the larger the possibilities of stories. And so that really, it's like it waters down the possibility of it being more accurate, even though that reader may or may not have the intention. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. It's kind of like, if you're sitting in front of me and I'm doing a one-on-one, that's a way different energy exchange. And I'm able to, really ask specifically for you than if I'm doing a collective reading for Scorpios or like one of these lives even, but because other readers, like you mentioned, one in particular that does it, and she may have 100 Scorpios on that live. I don't know, but then to that point, okay, so just bear that in mind. It depends on what you're watching. Are they collective readings? Are they how big is the audience that might be watching them? Because that affects, I think, the pool, the energy pool, the potentials of sorry y'all, maybe I was premature here. And so from an energy standpoint, if you've got, let's talk about numbers. If you've got, and I'll come back to like the specific reading. If you've got 100 people watching, whether they're Scorpios or you're just doing a collective reading or you're doing a Scorpio reading, and 10 of those people have your story, but 90 of them have a different story, most likely the reader's going to pick up on the 90, not the 10. And so it's just kind of a numbers game. And so just bear that in mind. And then you commented about a couple of other things. Let me see what else you said, because she's so, look at you, I'm done with asking others. Yeah. Well, I don't really want you to be. That was another thing. I love that you're connecting with my readings. Don't misunderstand what I'm about to say to you. And that's fine. I'm not going to influence you, but I had something earlier in my mind I wanted to say about that. Now let me get it back. It'll come to me in a minute, because there was like 12 things I wanted to talk about from that thread. Oh, that was it. Yeah, they pulled 3 cards and read the cards, and then they were done without it. Well, my comment about that is twofold when they do that, because maybe they're better readers than me. Maybe they've been doing this longer and they can get all of the message in 3 cards. That's one possibility. The second is maybe they're just card readers. In no diss on them if they're out here trying to, do something and make a living and whatever. But yeah, it's important to be discerning. And again, it goes back to my original comment about it's important that you connect more times than you don't with a specific reader's message. Now, you're not going to find one that you're going to connect with 100%. I just don't think those percentages exist. Maybe because readers have bad days, maybe because I don't know, your energy's in a transfer, in shifting. Many reasons why that could be. If you're, like we talked about timelines here and all that, and that's another thing readers pick up, which is basically stories. Timelines are stories to me. But the truth of that is some of them are just card readers and they're not really using their intuition. And I do okay, Adia, we will do that. And I promise we are going to do, God, 30 minutes already, and I'm just still rambling. But yeah, some of them are just card readers, and there's, you just, and you can usually tell. I think you've watched enough of them now, you can kind of tell. Oh, the other thing was if you're talking about connecting with my guides and that kind of thing, maybe they do some kind of a routine before they get started. They could. Some of them I think probably do, but you just don't know that, do you? Oh, the other thing about picking 3 cards. Sometimes they want to be in a hurry so they can get more readings in, okay? And especially if they're charging per reading, I get that. It's just, I think about that a little bit differently. Sometimes I wish my readings could be faster, but I believe my philosophy is I believe that the money part will come when it's going to come. And I'm not starving, so I'm not worried about it. I feel like I want to do it right and I want to give the best message. And so whatever that takes, and the rest of it will take care of itself. And, all in good time. Because some of them you did mention, and maybe you've talked about this. I'll get on down here. I'm just slow to catch up here. Yeah, that's an interesting comment too. Yeah, there's a Mish is a researcher, and so yeah, she's commenting about that. I've learned the difference with my research. Didn't know anything about tarot until I got my first. Oh my God, really? I was your first? Oh my word! Talk about synchronicity and spirit lining up the tumblers of the universe. Jeez, I don't think I knew that, Mish. If you told me, I've forgotten. My apology. Cherie, you've been holding out on us. You have been holding out on us. All right, y'all. We can now live vicariously through Cherie and Adia. We can always live. Mish and I can live through you guys in your love lives. That's awesome, Cherie. Oh, that's interesting, Adia. I'll only try with the ones that I resonate with for the most part in their collective readings. When I get a personal reading, it's vague and dismissive. Oh, dismissive. Ew. That's not nice. Well, Cherie, I am happy you have found a faith. You know, it's important. We all need something to believe in, don't we? Well, Cherie says other tarot readings are negative. Yeah, y- y- I guess I don't know where I fall. Y'all have better judgment of that for me. I'm not a fair, and I say this, I'm not a unicorns and fairy tarot reader. At the same time, I'm not a doomsdayer either. I think I fall somewhere in the camp of keeping it real. It's kind of how I feel. I try anyway. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, I'm going to give you the hard love. Now, Mish, I did have well, that's very sweet. Yeah, I do have that standard. I will say I will click off some of them. I'm not a prude, and I'll take some cursing, but some of them are just, oh Lord. I mean, like raunchy, just raunchy. I know. When I was sick, what can you do when you're sick in the bed? And I was kind of scrolling through the shorts, and I mean, some of it was kind of shocking. I mean, raunchy stuff. And then, and it's okay. I believe in free rights. I believe in the freedom of speech. You have the right to do and say, but I'm not going to be one of the people that's going to watch you. It's like, okay, do your thing, but it's not appealing to me. You're so sweet, Miss God. Love y'all to pieces. You especially have been so. I'm gonna buy you some pom poms. Hey, Cherie. Yeah, that's him. We are dating the same person. Yep. Turns out you're dating the same one we're dating. Oh, really, Adia? Not even the other Scorpio readers? Well, I have to tell you, Raunchy, I have to say now, I'm a small channel, If I had as many as some of these readers, I'd probably be over it. I'd probably be bored, or I mean, I don't know. I say that, I don't know, but I'm just thinking how long they've had to be here to get 100,000 plus subscribers years, and they might just, I don't know, have lost passion for what they do. I pray that if I ever got to that point, I would just bid y'all adieu and sail into the sunset. I had something I wanted to share with you, Mish. We're on the subject of other readers. Okay, there is a reader. Let me get her name because y'all don't need to do anything, but she is one of the few, and let me find her name for you, that also she does tarot, but does law of attraction. And y'all, I'm gonna cough up my toes. One second, I'm trying to find it here. Talcy, y'all, right here. I'll write it in the comments. Well, I can't. Let me see. Talcy Tarot. Okay. That's the name of her channel. Talsi, Talsi, Talsi Tarot. Yeah, they could be getting lazy, absolutely. And this is I wonder about if the subs are bots because the view count doesn't match from what I've seen. Yours, Sherry said a billionaire, and I will tell you more. Oh, good Lord, Sherry, my gosh. But she does a reading for zodiacs like once every 2 weeks, but she has a whole playlist of things about manifestation and for us who might be, I'm just sharing, take this if you will, if it resonates. For those of us who are involved with, care about, wish they didn't care about, an avoidant personality type, which y'all might not have investigated that, but I highly recommend you do. She did a video I just watched today about that. And, anyway, it's not as easy to attract a certain person with law of attraction is some people's opinion. And that may be true because you've got a lot of momentum with that person. But theoretically, it isn't. To me, that's my opinion. Well, yeah, Cherie, it seems like you would need to be discreet, right? Okay, Trish. Yeah, I kind of was thinking of you. It sounded like he was, and, like we know mine is too. And you know what? Because there's a small group here, I'll share. When I was sick last week, I didn't, I don't ever reach out to him. I never text him. I never talk to him unless he pops in like he will do. He came to see me 3 days in a row when I was deathly sick. He came across town, all the way across town, just to check on me 3 days in a row, even when my family didn't even so much as call me. I gotta say, I was impressed. I gotta say. And then he shows up Sunday, announces to me, I want to spend some time with you today. You know what that says to me? There's trouble in paradise with his other person. That's okay. Let it be. It's over there. I don't care. Yeah, that's why I shared it. I kind of thought, it sounds like we're all dating the same person. Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Venus. Ooh, that's intriguing. Yeesh, that's got to be hot. That's what that is. I wondered if one is avoidant, a twin flame with readings, if they bounce back and forth. So they are coming away and running away in readings. Well, I would say just because I may be a little ahead of you on that investigative journey, it can honestly be either, but it can also be both. And I have concluded it's both with mine. So, make your own judgment, but I have concluded it's both. And it's like that's a setup because the twin flame journey, which we're going to talk about, I'm just sharing this with everybody else, Mish. I am making notes. I was requested to make a video about twin flames, and so I am making notes about that to make one. Anyway, the point of the twin flame journey, well, that's not true. One of the points of the twin flame journey is to align each of you with your purpose. Yes, but there's a lot of healing that has to happen before that. One of the things about twin flame journeys that twin flames have in common is they have Now, it's not the same as a trauma bond. I'm not talking about that. But twin flames typically have wounds from their childhood that they trigger in each other. Now, you could say that about every relationship. That is true. Absolutely. But this is different. And it creates the specific kind of wounds you have, create this runner chaser dynamic. The avoidant that wants to run is the avoidant is the runner. And so I think it's both. And, you just have to determine, of course, the rest of it, but it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. Yes, Adia. And I didn't even know what that was until I met him and I started trying to figure, what the hell is this? This is different. That's saying something at my age, y'all. I've been married more than once or twice. Anyway, so I've been in when you live this long, you've been in a lot of relationships, and I've never, ever been in one like this. This is like off the charts different in so many ways. And so, yes, that was kind of what started me looking into, what is this? I don't understand. And so, yes, and yours is too. Cherie, I'm excited for you too. That's awesome. Again, we can live vicariously through you. Adia, all sorts of towers are falling. I think it's also because Saturn is shifting signs now, going into Aries. I have felt a real different energy, and Jupiter now, thankfully, at least for me, and your Scorpios, is exhausted right now. So June should be a lovely month for us. June is supposed to be a lovely month for Scorpios. Thank you, God. I could use a break. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, Mish, again, thank you. That's a wonderful conversation about all that. It seems like there was something else that I want to say about all that. Oh. Stop it. Okay, guys, let's launch here. Well, it's not your love purpose. Don't think of it that way, Mish. It may have nothing to do with love. You might start a charity for homeless kids. I mean, it may have nothing to do with your love relationship, but some element about it triggers something inside of you when it comes to that self-worth, or when it comes to, like for me, I've shared, this is what got me out here on YouTube doing tarot. I mean, I've always been a reader, but Spirit just said, no, you need to get your butt out here and go public with this. And here I am. And I suspect there's much more to this than me just reading tarot cards. In fact, I know there is. But it's more about us waking up to a part of us that we either weren't in alignment with, or weren't willing to go there. And through this arduous twin flame journey, we gain strength enough to go there, wherever that is. Yeah, Adia, I don't doubt that. Created a trauma bond. Yep, fumbling his empress. Yep, there it is. And I was just going to say that Mish beat me to it. But it's just the mirror. I made another shift this week myself, and it was just no coincidence that as soon as I felt this internal shift within myself, guess who shows up? It's just, now listen, don't take this wrong. This is not a game in my mind between me and him. I don't mean that at all. Not for a second. But it's kind of become almost like a game within me. And what I mean by that, let me explain, is when I'm feeling a certain way and I don't hear from him or I don't see him or whatever, and I go into that poor me for a minute. And I pull myself out of it and I say, no. This is just showing you what you need to work on. Remember, it's just a flashlight. It's like a flashlight showing you where you need to focus. Okay, it's not about him. It's never, ever about them. It's only ever about you. It's only ever about you. And and it's just helping you shine the light where you need to heal. And so for me, it's like I look at what he's doing or saying or not doing or not saying, and I say, okay, that's what I'd like to happen, and that's what's not happening. Well, let me get to work on that within me. And maybe that's affirming. Maybe that's having the feeling of when he used to text me all the time or whatever that is. I'm making stuff up. But anyway, and if I'm really diligent and I put the focus on it, it shifts. So the game is not about controlling him in any form or fashion. The game is now, and it's not really a game. That's not the right word. It's a challenge. There it is. Because Abraham Hicks talks about this. When you get to the point where the thing itself doesn't even matter, and it's just about you getting into the feel-good place of it, and that's enough, then the stuff can't help but come. Then you're like almost mastery stage. So, and I'm not saying I'm mastery. I'm far from it, but I have had the realization, and that's why I said the game is me, myself, and I. Can I do this? Let me see if I can create a shift in this. Let me see how am I changing how I feel about this. Let me see if I work on this. So I'm just taking responsibility about everything because I think that's what we need to do. Anyway, that's my rambling about that. Yeah, the twin thing is very difficult. Amen to that. Well, yeah, I mean, it is your purpose. It's not about the relationship. That's just a catalyst, really. I know. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, Mish, we're all here together. No accidents. And another reason I kind of thought this might end up this way tonight. I'm glad it did. Yeah, Cherie, that's very common in these guys that yep. Well, in all of us, frankly, but especially the runners. Oh, Mish, I honestly, I'm just a YouTube geek and I'll just type in astrology for Scorpio, June astrology for Scorpio or something like that. And I have a couple that I, listen to. Whatever, again, you feel drawn to watch is usually where it would be. And Cherie, saying I'm ready, yes, that helps because sometimes you kind of have to talk yourself into it for a minute. Well, good. I'm glad you're resonating, Mish. And I'm not, and speaking of talking people into something, I'm not trying to talk you into being on a twin flame journey. As I said, I can't determine that for you. But it is different. Absolutely true, Mish. Not many people, well, yeah, it's just not for everybody. And a lot of people quit. That's why, maybe Hollywood, I don't know, whoever has sort of romanticized it. And it's not really about that. I mean, yeah, it's lovely if that happens, but I have no way to track statistics, but I feel intuitively like probably less twins come together than do come together because of that very fact, because it is so difficult, because not everybody wants to do the work. It's internal work with yourself. It's looking at your shadow. It's looking at your wounds and working on those. And not everybody wants to do that work. Well, Cherie, dreams do come true, right? Well, Adia, that's right. And it's just not. I mean, it just isn't for everybody. And I'm to the point where it's not that I mean, I've left like you have several times in my heart of hearts. And that's another thing that's different about this is, and yet when they come back, it's, I'm never ever letting them come back ever. I need to say that one more time, ever. And yet I do him. But that's another thing that's very different. I just can't. There's something about him that is, I feel compelled. Well, it's a whole other conversation about avoidance too. But anyway. Adia, I think that's the best way to handle it. No argument, no words, just go silent. That's what I do. That's very much a Scorpio thing too. Yes, Sherry, silence is powerful, isn't it? Oh goodness, Adia, that's awful. Well, but you know what? Just know that all of that is him trying to feel good about something inside of him. And so he's looking at all those things outside of himself to feel good about himself. And he'll never find it if you're looking out there. So just know that. And you probably will, if he's actually a twin, you will see him in the next lifetime. Yeah. Well, that is one of the indications of a twin flame, idea that you can't. I mean, I've cut my cord too, and it just doesn't seem to stick. And I need to do a little bit more research on that, but I have heard that you can't, because it's your other half. You can't cut that cord, but you can just not respond. So anyway, okay, this is a great conversation, y'all. I'm glad we had this. So Mish, I know, I think I know maybe what you want to know about, but type your question, sweetie. Okay. I know there's a story with that name, but I don't know what it is. You're going to have to educate me. Slimer? Slimer. Ah, I bet. Slimer? Ah, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. When I thought about it again, Slimer. Yeah, from Ghostbusters. Yeah, I love that movie. Oh, it's one of my favorites. I'm going to have to go up here, Mission. But you've talked about several things. I don't think you meant this one about if he's a twin flame, or I don't think you meant that. Did you? Okay. Yeah, I did not see that question, but I kind of thought that was it. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you doing that. Uh all right, what deck for Mish tonight? Hmm. Okay. So we want an update on Mish's person who will remain nameless. Because it's all the same person, right? Oh. Well, oh, that's what the other reader said. Well, that's the difference between, that was the other thing I couldn't remember, I wanted to tell you about other readers. Okay. So there's Derek. How are you, sweetheart? Good evening. Thank you for your message of concern. I finally got around to responding. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Derek. Um, so, Mish, I wanted to, if I can get it out, comment about that. Susan, yes, she said that without any encouragement to do benefit. Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing is most readers either don't know about it or they don't understand it, and they certainly don't teach it because it's a whole other level. It's easier, number one, to just read tarot cards. Number two, it's what most of the population wants. You don't understand. You are the minority, or maybe you do understand. But trust me, you are the minority. Those of you who are willing and open to talking about manifestation and, more importantly, applying it to your life, you are the minority here, probably an extreme minority. When it comes to people who watch tarot, let me qualify that. No, I'm going to go back. Period. And especially when it comes to people who watch tarot, most people just want answers. Most people are clueless. Most people are not awake or conscious yet. And most people don't want to take that kind of responsibility. What do you mean it's me? What do you mean it's me? No, it's that person. They did that. They did that. Well, yeah, they did, but, and so they just want answers. They don't want to know that. And so when the majority of your viewers just want answers, and combined with you might not even know how to talk about this, even if you know about it, then that's why you're going to see more of that on YouTube. I know, Adia, isn't it the coolest thing? I mean, what was I doing? Oh, that was the other thing. I was going to save this for when Mish, you're going to have to come up with some new questions, because all of this discussion was what I was going to do with our members only live. So here we are. You'll have to give me some more material. Case in point. This is a tool I want to give you ladies and guy, I think, because this is cool. And I've used it and seen it work for me. So it's a good way to test kind of where you are. Talking about getting readings and doing check-ins. So here's a little trick, a little tool. So let's say you know an issue that you want to work on because whatever's happening in your life or your relationship, and you take some time out, you get off YouTube, you take some time out, you go work on it, you do your affirmations, you do your visualization, you do your telling your new story, you do all that. And then when you come back, maybe it's 3 hours, maybe it's 3 days. Sorry. When you come back on YouTube, look at the videos that YouTube is suggesting for you. You will see a difference. I swear, you guys, this was so cool when I first started testing it out. Because it was kind of like that game I was talking about earlier, a game with me. Because it's not just about love. That's the motivator that gets us to doing all this. But that's not really it. It's about us understanding what powerful creators we are, and that everything here is our creation. And so do that. Pick one thing that you want to maybe it's what was I working on? I was working on something this week, even though I was laying there. And what can you do when you're and so I was playing these affirmations, and I was talking to myself, and I was doing my inner work. And I was even feeling too bad I couldn't even look at YouTube. So like a day later, when I turned on YouTube, it's like the algorithm had picked up this whole new positive videos, like even tarot readings from readers that even some I watch, some I've never heard of. And it was like, because if you watch a lot of tarot, you can see a theme. There's kind of this, like we talked about, there's maybe 90% of the messages are he's not coming back, or he's got a third party, or he's wasting your time, whatever. And then you go away and you work on your manifestation, and then you come back and you mark my words, if you're doing the work, not all of them, but most of them will start to show positive, like, oh, you're going to hear from your person, or, oh, the third party, the grass wasn't greener, and, oh, you expect to hear from your person. And it's just been the most fun experiment for me to watch it, because I didn't watch any videos to change that collective algorithm in between these two, and yet all I did was work on my manifestation techniques, and then come back on YouTube, and it's like all this, not all, but most of the collective suggestive videos that YouTube was showing me were like a whole different collective message. So a new little tool to try, my ladies. That's a good piece of feedback for you. You can, because really, it's very energetic here. That's been always one of my favorite sayings. If you manifest a storm, learn to dance in the rain. Partly, and learning how to bring out the sun. Oh, did she? Oh, man, Beyonce performing in Years in the Rain. Well, got to give the fans what they want, rain or shine, right? I always worry about electronics when that happens, with because Taylor Swift did that too. I remember seeing her do that. I don't remember where she was, but electricity and electronics, water and electronics don't match. So I guess they have some kind of preventive something for that. Yes, it's like, higher vibration. Oh, that's so cool. She had her daughter right there. face of the storm head on with flawless makeup and choreography. And Misha's going to have her sequin nightgown on. So we're going, and I'm going to have my red shoes on. So we're going to be. Oh, and how important that is, showing your kids how it's done. Amen to that. Amen. I was thinking about that today. If I left YouTube tomorrow, I like to feel that maybe I've made a difference, if in no other lives than you guys. Because who knows? This is the thing. You don't know what a small thing. It's like that game of dominoes, where you see these videos where they lay out thousands of dominoes and you take one out or you put one in and it changes the whole thing. And what if something I say to you, even just whatever, puts you on a path, and then something you say to one of your children puts them on a path, and you never know, they might grow up to be president, or God knows, the next, I don't know, Jordan Peterson, or so who knows? Who knows? Anyway, all right, I am going to do your reading, Mish. This has been fun, though, guys. Thank y'all for putting up with me. So I'm doing a check-in for Michelle to see what's going on. Yeah, tell me the story. What's the new story? What's the new potential here? Michelle and her person. Show me the potential, please. Yes, Cherie. Amen. And so about the small things. Excuse me. Couldn't agree more. That's just. Oh, people are so busy chasing the big stuff. No, it's the small stuff. Okay, hold up. I don't know. Take these or not. Maybe. Well, so I wish I was at my other table. I need more room here. You know, Mish, you made that comment about, yeah, his feelings too. Because I was looking at these cards thinking, are those his feelings or your feelings? And then you type that. Anyway, what I was about to say, because I loved your comment about when you looked at those old videos of mine, and I did the two sets of decks with the one card, and then I clarified. Anyway, I haven't done that in a while, and this would be an occasion to do that. So when I was thinking, I don't think I've got room though. So, and I'll show you the cards, of course. Ooh, okay. Pretty clear message, actually. Okay. Now, I didn't ask specifically, but, you know, I kind of feel like this is him talking. We love that, don't we? The Knight of Cups. Yes, he wants to come in and tell you, you're my sweetie. He wants to come and tell you he does care. Seriously, he does care. And I really feel like that's how he feels. You're waiting, but you knew that was coming, right? But he's not working on it right now. I believe this is just sort of telling the story again. And I'm going to pull more cards because I don't want to short you. I think he feels you've lost passion because of what you're dealing with. Again, this is back to that same thing that comes up for you every time, just about this lack of stability, lack of money, the whole money situation. It's your home life, what you're going through with your divorce. But, and it's interesting because you were talking earlier about the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. This is the King of Wands. So this can be your person, yes, but it could also be you. He may be thinking, there's a number of ways I could read this. So I just want to get more cards, but I want to show you those. Of course, the King of Wands, he's very attractive. And I'm going to have to take that off. So 1 second. Sweet brother's watch is getting in the way. What? Hang on. Show me this Knight of Cups. Whose feelings are those? Show me this Knight of Cups, please. Because at the bottom of the deck, I have the Fool. 1 second. Yeah. The Sun, the Fool, and the Upright. I forget on the computer it's reversed. I got to adjust for that. The Sun, the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Fool. Oh, yeah. I swear these are some of the same cards that came out for you before. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Also, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I mean, yeah. It's not the right time. I swear these cards are the same cards. Yeah, I want to make amends, but you're not single yet. Maybe he's saying, I'm waiting for you to be the Empress. Remember what you said about that? Oh, that's funny. Oh, my gosh, that's funny. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So I was shuffling. I know you can't see the cards. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to kind of trust me here. I'll put it back. So these are your cards, and I was asking what this Knight of Cups is, and I used this little deck, and I got the King of Cups in reverse. So then I'm going through the bottom of the deck here, showing you all these cards, and guess who's over here? The King of Cups in reverse, with the Queen of Cups in the upright. Now, there's a couple of ways I can read this, so I want to do some clarifying. I want to know this Ace of Wands too. So I'm inclined to think the King of Cups in reverse is him. But you're a Scorpio. Could be you. Let me see if you see. I'm not paying attention here to the chat. I know it comes out every time. Oh. Well, hold up. Yes, they are reversing. Yes, they are. I know, but you need to worry when, like, in my readings, okay? Because the other thing is, talking about tarot readers. Tarot readers have, if there's 5 different ways you can read a card, one tarot reader is going to associate a dominant meaning with that card versus another tarot reader might associate a different meaning. An example of that, because you're interested in tarot cards, an example of that for me, the Death card. a lot of tarot readers read that as an ending, and it is endings so that new beginnings can happen. There's a reason it's called the Scorpio card, not the only Scorpio card, but it is the card that represents Scorpio, one of, because it's about transformation. So for me, that card means transformation. So what I want to tell you is, when I start getting the 10 of Swords in your readings, that's when you could worry about. That to me is the ultimate card of ending. That's the ending card. It's over. Swords in my back. So just an FYI, because we were talking about different tarot readers earlier. So I want to ask what this Ace of Wands in reverse. Yes, it can be a missed passionate opportunity. But again, I associate this with a loss of passion. Physical passion, emotional passion. It usually means physical passion. But so let's see what this wants to tell me more about this Ace of Wands. Tell me about this Ace of Wands. And I may just scrap all these and start with, how does he feel? Go back and ask that. I can't believe there's 5 of us here tonight, or 5 of y'all, one of me. It's so funny. It's so different than, when we do the regular crazy. Now, I call it the Wild Wild West, all the trolls and all that mess. Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I just want to see if it would tell me anything more about this Ace of Wands. Oh, maybe not. One more. Okay. One more. Not going to do it. Okay. All right. I'm talking to my team, in case you're wondering. I was asking them, do they want me to stick with this deck? Since we're changing the question. When we change the question, it sometimes changes the deck. Yes, we're going to go with this one for that question. So, the question is, what are his current feelings toward you? That's really kind of what we want to know. Okay. What are Misha's person's feelings toward Mish, the person who shall remain nameless? Because it's all the same person. No, I'm kidding. What are his feelings toward Mish currently? You mean you can tell when I'm talking to my team? Because I get quiet. Cherie's still here and listening. Thank you, Cherie. Now see, isn't that better? Isn't that better? So those might have been your cards. It might have been saying that's how he thinks you are. Emotionally unavailable. That would be the King of Cups in reverse. Oh yeah, this is okay. We're gonna take this. So the two cards that popped out, the Moon, get it out. The Moon and the Queen of Cups. So the Moon talks about things you can't see when it's upright. It can be fears also. Yeah, fears can be secrets, things that are hidden. What's hidden? What's hidden? That they're feelings. Now we ask how he feels about you. Yeah, he feels that you are this person. We've established that. But no, to me, when I ask that question, it's saying there's love there. There's love there. And you know what's the bottom of the deck? The Judgment card. That's reconciliation. That's awakening. But not without some sleepless nights and worrying about it. Because why? Because he can't move on. He's not moved on. And it's troubling him. It's a heavy burden. He can't move on. But he feels, I'm going to say helpless. That was the word that came to me. Now I have hiccups to boot. Oh, Lord. I'm going to get through this. The Magician in reverse, which is sometimes can be manipulation, but I didn't get that tonight. Tonight, this tells me he feels like he doesn't have the resources to make this happen right now. But guess what? This is how he feels. He feels passionate about you. He still wants a new beginning. I think he's afraid, and this explains those cards. So I think those cards were more his fears about how you're feeling, because he's afraid you're putting up a wall, between you, but you can't work on it right now. Yeah. All right. What else? Tell me what else about his feelings. It's all our reading. It's all the same person, right? Zarina, hey, welcome. Yes, if I can get through this, if you don't mind my coughing, I'm still getting over a really bad upper respiratory infection. So, yes, to answer your question, yes. Oh my gosh, and you know what I forgot to do? Because I'm on my computer and I never do this on my computer. Y'all, I'm sorry. Hold on. Pregnant pause here. 1 second. Let's see. How do I? Pregnant pause. 1 minute. Let me put the link here. And my moderators were all here. Did not remind me to do that. Y'all know I'm busting your chops. All right, here's the link for you, Serena. And then let's see, I'll pin it. And then we'll get back to me. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I need a lot of help, Mish. I really do. I missed it. I just plain old missed it. Sorry. Thank you. It's a team here. I need all the help I can get. What else? This is a case of Mish where you're talking about me doing longer readings. I almost really want to stop at 2 cards for you right now. Really. I know you will, darling. Y'all, all of y'all, but Niche, you're on it too. I mean, oh God, I mean, sincerely could not do this without y'all. I wouldn't want to. I have, and I don't like it. Y'all will spoil me. Yes, yes, Mish, that's exactly what you need to do, because I'm not always looking at the chat, or put it in caps or something. Whatever. Put my name in caps, so when I glance over there, then, maybe I'll see it or something like that. So, yeah, that was an oops on my part, Cherie. All right, let's see. Well, I felt like that one would come out too, but it didn't, so I'll wait. Yes, you do. Pom-poms too. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because look what came back. Can't make that up. How does he feel about you? He still feels a lot of passion and would love a passionate new beginning. That is the quintessential meaning of that card. I'm not making it up. But I'll tell you, and I don't know if you're communicating with him or not. Can I expand on that card? That's literally what it means. in the, excuse me, in tarot, the wands are action cards. They talk about, like pentacles are earthly things, money, physical, tangible things. But wands can be that too to me. It's like, yes, a physical, tangible thing would be a passionate night with you, for example. That's very physical and tangible. Emphasis on passionate, but it means wands mean typically movement and action in tarot. Now, it's true on most of the decks, but in particular this one, because we talked about that. Every deck has a little different artwork and therefore can influence the reader in how messages we pick up on this. This one is really accented with the hand of the universe coming in. And that's always what it means. The universe is presenting you a new opportunity. But you have to keep, to me, this is my opinion, but I feel like I have to keep it in the context of the question I ask. So what did I ask? I didn't ask what's coming towards you. I asked, how does he feel about you? So it's always you got to always go back to the question you ask. So that's why I said it the way I did. This is him thinking, I'd like a passionate new beginning with this person that I care about. And that's hidden from you. And he has fears about it too. Because why does he have fears about it? Remember that card I was just talking about earlier? Because he thinks it's over. He thinks there's a very good chance it's over. Because either him or you can't move on it right now. And y'all have been at this crossroads for a hot minute. Maybe he even thinks you've got options. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me see what else comes out. No communication for months. That he is, and he has put player ways behind him. Oh, I'm so glad. Nothing started. Okay, yeah, I didn't feel that. I mean, I think he's being respectful of what you're going through. I think I remember saying that to you before. How else does he feel? I don't know that I just really don't want to pull more cards. I'm loving this. But I will. Let's get a couple more. Exactly. We can't. I swear. Well, right. You believe he has. Well, you just keep believing that. You're telling that story, girl. Keep telling that story. Yep. Respectful and responsible. Oh, Lord, Adia, really? Oh, Lord, now you got me concerned. Um, Amish, why? I swear I remember this is almost identical. Because you're not out of this commitment yet. This is the Hierophant card in the reverse. This means you cannot, we talk about this being, one of the meanings is marriage. He can't commit, you can't commit. This is basically, you're not free to do that yet. So sorry, guys. And you're still dealing with this. So he's saying, I know, I'm respecting where you are right now. Yes, yes. Your card, the Hierophant card, yes. And then the artwork is a little different in this one, and it's in the reverse. So it means no commitment. Well, duh, you can't right now. It's up or down every time. I know. I know. Patience, though. Patience. That's the Temperance card. Because you got to get out of this third party, i.e., get your divorce final. So this is so cool. I love Tara. Remember the Knight of Cups that came out in the beginning? It's in reverse now because he knows you can't do anything about it. You're emotionally unavailable. So there's no point in, because you have no stability. You're still dealing with the conflict that, is your situation right now. Yeah. But there's an end in, and I love this for you. This is the World card. That means an end to a cycle. But there is an end in sight and something, to look forward to. This is hope. Keep the hope alive. And I think that's saying he's keeping hope alive. I'm praying that's what he's doing over there. It didn't pop out, but it sure felt like it was part of the reading. I think it's following you around too. Apparently. I mean, I asked how he felt about you. This is pretty clear. Oh, you saw me shuffling. Didn't you see me shuffling? Guess what came back? Now, this can mean he's hurting. Can mean he knows you're hurting. This is where you are. Both, I suspect. Both. And so the Ace of Pentacles, which is, we just talked about Pentacles. This is a tangible new offer. It's sideways. You know what that means? That means it's not happening yet. The potential is there. The potential is there. It's not happening yet. Because you're not done healing. You're not over. I just hate this glare. There we go. You're still healing. I love it. But the truth is, there's still disappointment here. You can't make it up. Yeah, and he's not happy. How does he feel? He's not happy. He's not happy. He's trying to listen to his intuition. Until your situation, your arrangement, your marriage is finalized, your divorce. which would open the door for him to work on it. These are all just sitting at the bottom of the deck. And then that could be a reconciliation that came back. So the potential, tarot is saying the potential is still there. Oh, God, so sorry. Can't help it. Well, I asked how he feels, so I think he's disappointed. Well, of course he is. He cares about you. He wants this passion new beginning. He's hurting too. Of course he's disappointed that he's sitting over there like this. But, you know, she looks fairly chill. She's got her headphones on. Yep. The truth is he's disappointed and he's not happy. Don't take it personally. You took that very personally. I didn't say he's unhappy with you. I said he's unhappy. End of sentence, period. I felt that. You jumped at that conclusion. If that's not a very big reflection of your feeling about yourself, I don't know what is. Which card? 10 of Cups. I know this stupid glare here, and I hate this fuzzy camera. 10 of Cups, is that what you... Oh, yeah, I know, it's a different deck. 10 of Cups is in the reverse. The High Priestess talks about listening to his intuition and things that you can't see. She keeps everything to herself. How does he feel? He's keeping it all to himself. And, you know, can't talk to you or not talking to you. So, the Black Girl. Oh, this one, 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Yeah, it talks about disappointment. Yeah. Yeah, I know this. I didn't love this one when I first got it because the artwork is a little strong for me, but I've grown to like it. And one of the reasons I like it is because it's more inclusive. Like you were just saying, that, you know, that it's more modern because the original tarot didn't have different races, different implication of different gender situations and all that. And this one does. And I like that. I appreciate that. Because, you know, love doesn't have a color or a gender, you know, it just is. It is fuzzy. It's because I'm on my computer. And that's why I don't like to get on here. It's slower. You can see it tracking slower. The technology on the phone is so much better. That's why I don't like doing these lives on here because it's grainy looking. But again, it's the only way I can figure out how to do it for subscribers only. It'll let me do members. Just won't let me do just for subscribers. So whatever. I don't know. I think I need to give up on that. Because I had promised a few people to do subscriber only lives. And I'm trying to keep my promise. And yet I can't figure it out. Anyway. Maybe you used to do that and you can't. Oh, yeah. Well, and I probably put it up so fast you couldn't see it too. Well, I appreciate y'all being patient with me tonight between the extra coughing. It's not like I don't cough enough on these. Okay, goodness. That's important. Thank you, Adia. Again, I appreciate y'all. It is intended, certainly. to be about the message. Adia, it just seems like it's repeating what it's given you before, I think. Now, I'm curious, what is your intention when your divorce is final? Are you going to reach out to him? I would really like to know what your intention is. And I know you're probably going to say, oh, let's pull a card on that. No, I want to know right now, what's your intention? I am curious. Oh, thank you, Adia. I love that. It's not so much about the cards, it's what my spirit team says. Yes, and through me. Yes, thank you. Oh, love that, Adia. God, so love that you feel that way. And I'll say know that. I'm certainly that's my intention. And I've told y'all before too that that's my prayer before I ever come on here. Every time I get on here, I say that prayer. Yes, I would like to know why. I am curious. Not my business, but I would actually like to know. I have knots in my hair. Ow. I'm so tired of coughing. I'm so tired of coughing. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because I kind of want to ask a loaded question, but okay, Adia, I will. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now listen. Um, you just got to manifest. That's all you got to do. And yes, you do those things, and then he'll show up, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And now that you say that, it's kind of coming back that I feel like you told me that before, but no. Okay. Good. Good. Know your worth, girl. You are gonna be that empress when this is done. I know. I feel it. I do. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. So really, I guess it's kind of the same, isn't it? I mean, in general. So that potential's still there. I like that because I know you like that. Unless I'm reading it wrong, I think you want him. Yep. There is. Now, I shared this with Adia a long time ago. Well, a long time ago, a few months back, through email. But I don't think we've talked about it, Mish. So, as a tool, there's another. I mean, it's anyway. There's another YouTube channel you might want to look at. It's called Manifest. Well, she has two channels. Manifest with Jasmine. I'm going to double check that for you because she has some really good, well, I think they're very helpful videos that she makes. Like Coach, she's about manifestation, but she specifically has most of hers about love relationships. So she doesn't do readings. She's just all about how to manifest your person and all that. I'm just going to double check I got the channel name right for you. Mm-hmm. 172,000 subscribers, so she's doing all right. And she has playlists. So, like, sometimes I get in a bit of a rut with coming up with new dialogue for my own manifesting. And so it's helpful to have some cues like that. And she has some good ones, so I'll give her some credit. I'm going to write it here in the chat. So there you go, Manifest with Jasmine. So that's 2 channels for you. Talcy, Tarot with Talcy, Tarot, whatever I told you earlier. And Manifest with Jasmine. Because she also has a few subliminals. I think, I'm not telling you that wrong. Like you could play it in the background doing whatever. You put your iPods in and go about your day. And those, I think, are good tools to have. So anyway. Okay, Adia. Oh, goodness, excuse me. That's a real triggering question, isn't it? Does he have male lovers? You didn't say, does he have, I mean, you did say, does he have, is he married? That's important. But it's interesting. So I'm wondering if, you didn't say, does he have lovers? You said, does he have male lovers? Why does that matter? Does it matter? It's just something to point out how you're thinking about that. Gary's here. Good evening, Gary. How are you? I'm going old school tonight on my computer. There is a fly in here. Are you kidding me? Huh. I know. Scorpio Venus is getting to me. I hear you. Ooh, I hear you. I cannot imagine. Yeesh. I know that's a lot, isn't it? Well, let's start with the biggie. Is he married? I think that's a biggie. Okay. That doesn't feel like the right day for that. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. We're going in. I'm going in, Adele. 3 shuffles. Upright for yes. Reverse for no. Is he married? Well, yes, but because I always think there's a message with the card. It's not just the card. Because the Two of Swords means at a crossroads. This could very easily mean, yes, but they're not living together. Yes, but I'm getting a divorce. Yes, but we live on different continents. So, your tooth is already hunching. I knew it. Well, hey man, it's just a tarot reading. It's not a. That's why I don't really like, personally, just personal between me and you, I don't like doing yes and no questions because of that. Because it's a 50-50 chance I'm wrong. As much as I believe in this medium, it's not 100%. I'm the first one to say that. And I think it's wrong if readers don't tell you that. But I feel like it's not like sitting home eating TV dinners with her watching love romance movies. I just don't feel that vibe at all. All right, let's ask. And we might ask about it, but let's ask about children. Does he have children? Possibly, yeah. Well, that's a yes because it's upright, but ooh, goodness. Of all the cards. Well, let me see what's behind it. Okay. Yes, it says, but Eight of Swords is a card that talks about overthinking things, that self-imposed mental prison. And when I look at the card behind it, it's the Four of Cups. This talks about disappointment. Now, I mean, I'm looking at the next card, Queen of Swords in reverse. So this could be saying, yes, he has kids and he's experiencing disappointment because maybe this is who he has them with. The Queen of Swords in reverse is, we know, she's the one I call bitchy. She's cold and yikes. And then there's a Nine of Wands in reverse behind it. Like, I'm not fighting for that anymore. I'm not doing that. And the Justice card in reverse, that is a divorce card. So maybe your person, if he's not there, if he's not going through this, he's maybe thinking about it. Yep, he's definitely looking at his options because there's been some kind of sneaking around here. Look at that, sneaking around, very possibly with a third party. And I don't know who this is, if this is him or her. And the Devil card after that. Yikes. I don't want to go too deep there. Let's keep going here. Yeesh. Does he have male lovers? Ooh, this just gets so juicy. I love it. Where's Liza tonight? Where is Liza tonight? We need Liza to spice it up for us. Does he have male lovers? All right. Sorry. Talking to them. That's so weird that it's backwards. I just freaks me out. Anyway. All right. Yeah, male lovers. That would be a yes, and it's not lost to me that it's a king on the card. A king of swords at that. That's the truth. Okay. Well, huh. Now, this could have been something in his past because he's got the Eight of Cups here saying this is the card of not being able to walk away from something. Something that really hurt and disappointed him with his remorse and regret. So, this is like vibes of I like it both ways or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. There's all kinds of stories you can make up about that. Whatever. So, all the cards I can. Yeah. So I haven't seen your chat yet. I'm still focused on keeping it up here where I can see all your questions. Is he planning on coming back towards me? All right. Planning on coming back towards again. If you're wondering, I always, when I split them, I know you can't see. I always ask, which way do you want me to pick it back up? That's why I do that. Oh, it's so grainy. Anyway, how do you want me to do this? Okay. This would be a no. Not a ones in reverse. But let's see what's underneath that. Well, now that's conflicting. Nine of Wands in reverse would be a no, and yet we have the Page of Cups, which is the very card of somebody coming in with an apology. Oh, this is saying he's struggling with it. I see, because we've gotten then with it's like back and forth and back and forth. Nine of Swords in reverse, back and forth, back and forth. I'm on the wheel, I'm not on the wheel. I'm at the top of the wheel, I'm at the bottom of the wheel. I can't make up my mind. That's what that is. Because very possibly either he's not free, as we determined, maybe, or he thinks you're not. There's a whole story that could be part of that, but I don't want to go too deep there. Let me catch up on your questions. Yes, Gary, I have been very, very sick. I didn't get out of the bed basically for 5 days. That's how sick I was. This is better. This is me being better. Well, right. Maybe you are being protected. That's absolutely looks like it from that reading. Pretty sure he's watching you. He'd be a fool not to. Can we just say that? Let me polish your tiara for you. We should do that one night. Let's do that. let's get some wine and wear tiaras one night. When my best friend was going in, she had an emergency surgery. She got rushed to the hospital. She had to have her, I think it was her appendix. What was it? An appendix? Something. Anyway, emergency surgery. And so we were kind of talking over this. She ended up having to be in the hospital for a few days. And when she came home, I got on Amazon and I sent her a tiara to. So it was just a fun thing. Made her husband real mad too. Thank goodness she's not with him anymore. Okay, Gary, good to see you. Appreciate you being here for a minute with us tonight. Thank you. You stay awesome too, buddy. You do. You are, and you stay that way. What a hot stinking. I know. What a hot stink. Yeah, that seemed like pretty much a hot stinking. Mm-hmm. And the cards I was getting underneath that kind of back that up. Now, you heard me say when I cut the cards and I look, there's a message there. I'll look at the card and then I'll look at the cards under it. But I don't like to go too deep, too many cards under that, unless I'm being told to. Like if my team says keep going, then I will. But I don't get that message as often, so that's why I stopped, just to let you know. But well, now wait a minute. So how did you go from, oh, I really like this guy, he's got a Venus Scorpio, to now he's gross based on a tarot reading? Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that. These are a deck of cards. Remember, it's just paper. It's just pieces of cardboard. That's all that is. Oh, Lordy, ladies. Well, it happened before, though, didn't it? I mean, I hate to say that, but it did happen. Where we read cards and it turned out it was completely opposite, and yet it turned out that way. So I don't know. They know more than I do, that's for sure. Oh, he's been gross. I gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. Spirit's going to keep it real. Amen. Spirit's going to keep it real. Yep. If we just listen, use our high priestess intuition. Yep. All right. Yeah, that's hot mess. That had the makings of a docudrama. Ooh, yeah, grooming you too. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So I'm trying to think if I shared. Oh, wait, I had something. I was going to say this for our members only, but this is almost a members only anyway. So something I remember reading and I wanted to share with you ladies because it spoke to me and I thought it might speak to you. Let me find it. This is not it. Hang on a minute. I have to find it. Why is it down here? Lord, that's some old stuff right there. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is a quote by Carl Jung. Y'all know who that is, right? Famous psychologist of yesteryear, but still famous. I didn't like where the road ahead could lead, plus I got a dirty look once from his associate. And your intuition told you in that moment, right? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's telltale. You do have an intuition. Yes, you do. This is interesting. Let me, two quotes, two things I want to share with you girls. Well, there may be a guy here. Gary's left, I know. If this is by Master Shi-Hing Lee, who's got videos on YouTube, but here's his quote. If someone triggers you, it means he has more power over you at that moment than you have over yourself. Just saying. This is the one I really want to share with you. This is the Carl Jung quote. No one becomes enlightened by imagining images of light, but by making sense of darkness. So when you're doing this manifestation work and you're looking inside yourself, that's what you're doing. That is what's called shadow work. That's why you're doing this work. You're facing your own darkness. And this was specifically talking about women and feminine energy and the divine feminine and all that. So every woman who awakens her feminine energy fully and unattached becomes the archetype called the anima mundi, which means, are you ready? Soul of the world. I thought that was beautiful. So, in other words, we need a lot more of us. Completely awakened. Soul of the world. This is a woman who doesn't look for outside validation, does not wait to be chosen, but stands firm in her own presence. And it is that presence, not skills, looks, or sacrifices, that awakens the primal essence of a man. A man responds to what you do. A man does not respond to what you do, but rather to who you are. That's good stuff right there. Just saying, that's good stuff. Y'all like that? That's a word. I thought so too. I know, mic drop. You want me to read it again just because it's so good? I mean, come on, really? It's just really good stuff. Carl Jung, boy, he knew some stuff. He knew stuff. I do too. I loved it. And I literally thought about you ladies. And I said, I got to share this with you guys. So that's why I wrote it down. No, I'm going to read it again. It's just so good. Let me read it one more time. No one becomes enlightened by imagining images of light, but by making sense of darkness. Every woman who awakens her feminine energy fully and unattached becomes the archetype called the anima mundi, M-U-N-D-I, the soul of the world. This is a woman who does not look for outside validation, does not wait to be chosen, but stands firm in her own presence. And it is that presence, not skills, looks, or sacrifices, that awakens the primal essence of a man. A man does not respond to what you do, but to who you are. I mean, that's just, like you said, that's a mic drop. I just thought it was awesome. I had to share that. which is the essence of what I've been talking about here forever. Is that's why you change in the frequency. Now, he doesn't talk about it in terms of energy and frequencies, but that's essentially what that means if you think about it. We are not what we do. Yes, it seems I've heard that quote before, which is weird because I don't remember quotes all the time. It must have triggered, must have resonated on some level though, right? Well, men are attracted to our energy, yes, but isn't everybody? And by that, I'm coming back to what I always talk about here about everything is a mirror. All relationships are a mirror, but especially romantic ones. Now, I really get it when you said you could feel his energy saying, I'm afraid. Yes, he really should be. I know too much. His money is funny, and I suspect that he's getting arrested soon. Oh, my God. Oh, jeez. Wow. Yeah, frequency. So that's what we pick up on. Yes. See, we're so conditioned to think in the 3D. This is what we are with just this physical body here. But what you can't see, and Eastern philosophy and teachings talk about this more. You've heard the word aura. Well, that's what your aura is, your energy body that surrounds your physical body. And there are layers to it. And there is a frequency that you vibrate at that is unique to you. Oh, Adia. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, because it's funny when I asked you that question, it just really didn't feel, I just thought I knew you. I didn't think that would be a deal breaker. So the word trigger may need to be changed or have a bigger definition, because when I say triggered in this form, I'm triggered to change, forge ahead, look inward or forward, pause. What if you said reflect? Is that a better word for you? Well, that's what you're doing. Exposure is a two-edged sword. Exposure is triggering, and yet exposure is how you build strength too. Now, I'm going to go back to that when I started talking about the meditation video that I made for you guys. Meditation will do two things for you. It will open you up. And so for a while, you will feel more sensitive. That's the caution. I'm letting you know that up front. Okay. But it also, every time you sit and meditate, whether it's for 5 minutes or an hour, it's like you're putting have you ever seen a house being built with like a rock foundation or a cinder block foundation? It's like one block at a time. You're building a solid foundation to you, who you are, your essence, your energy. And so over time, that's accumulative, and that adds up to an inner strength to be able to deal with this stuff. When I say stuff, energy stuff and shadow work, it makes you stronger. All of that happens in meditation as a result, as a byproduct of meditation. That's why I harp on one of the many reasons I harp on it so much. Well, there you go, Adia. And karma will out, as the saying goes. She's a tough mistress. Literally. Well, Mish, you do, but the way you're saying that makes me feel like almost like you're saying, you're judging. It's almost like, now I have to do something. You're judging yourself, like I'm not good enough, so now I got to change this. And that's tricky, because that's a whole other level of trigger, isn't it? So if that's what you're saying, then yeah, we probably need to change the word. Well, I love that. I actually really like, yeah, rip the Band-Aid off. Now look, we're Scorpios here. We're big girls. That ain't nothing. You got this. I don't say that to everybody. You so got this. You were made, in fact, you were made for this. What do you think Scorpios are about? You chose to be born for, I'm just saying. I don't get on that rant, but. Mm-hmm. Well, you absolutely do need time to recharge. And remember, this is also going to teach you, well, not remember, I've never said this. Be mindful. It is also teaching you balance, balancing your energy. Why do you think? That's why I got sick. I'm going to tell it straight out. That's why I got sick. I was pushing myself too hard to come on here 3 nights in a row and do everything else in my life. That's why I got sick. I know it. I could feel it. And I knew it that last night. I thought, something's going on. I felt I shouldn't do this. And I did it anyway. So I had to learn the hard way. And maybe you'll have a time or two where you will too. But it's a lesson. It's a ho-ho. What have I told you about ho-hos? Healing opportunity. It's a healing opportunity. Ooh, idea. This alternate lifestyle is being exposed by the wifey. Well, there you go. She's messing with the guys in his inner circle and spending way too much money. Oh, Lord. And arguing with him. Well, it's so funny you said that, because I swear the cards that I said I'm not going to talk about those was kind of telling that story. Yeah, it was kind of saying, yeah, there was conflict and there was another queen in there and there was all of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seven of Swords was in there. The whole mess. Oh, yeah, and underneath it was the devil, which would talk about drinking and toxic habits and addictions. Ooh, skinny with a bad complexion. Yeah, oh, well, it'll do it for sure. So it's more looking within at scars or wounds, and I like the deep stuff anyways, but it's exhausting. But there is no other way, I think. Well, there is. Most people live the other way, Mish. They don't look at it. They don't want to be conscious. They don't want to take responsibility. That's what I was talking about earlier. Yep, you have the Tower and the Death card and Justice. Yes, we are, Adia. That's right. That's the Scorpios. All the time we're evolving. And, the other thing, we don't, and I talked about this, I don't know, last time or two I was here, but talking about Scorpios. We signed up for that, yes. Now, we don't go into a relationship with that intention ever, but it happens. And what I mean is, other people are transformed through their association with us by no intention of us consciously. It's just the role we play in the world we live in. Ah, I'm reading your comment, Mish, about aligning yourself. Well, yep, that sounds very typical when because you're going through an awakening yourself. An awakening is not what a lot of people think. They think it's, oh, I just have a Kundalini experience and I wake up one day and I'm enlightened. That's not an awakening. Awakening is a process, and it's often painful and ugly, but it teaches us so much about ourselves. And the reason I mention that, and because it means there's a lot of letting go. Yeah. You gotta decide who and what you're gonna be polarized with. Who's who really is your ride or die. Well, that's right, Adia, their loss. Well, your intuition is real. Amen. You're a Scorpio. Duh. We are the most intuitive sign of the zodiac, in case you didn't know that. And Mish, because you've talked about learning tarot so much, again, I'm going to bring it back to meditation. I've said it. I'm going to say it again. It's the number one way I know of to increase your intuition, to get in touch with it, and to start to expand. In other words, it helps your intuition grow. Well, it sounds like you're making some good positive choices about who you're going to keep in your life. And that's a hard choice. It's not always easy, but it's important. Capricorn thought his devil was a match for me. Yeah, well, they don't know. We're so underestimated, aren't we, guys? We get either the bad rap for being emotional, or what's the other one we get? Jealous, whatever, controlling. I don't know what else they say about Scorpios. But we get such a bad rap, right? But the other thing is, but we're so underestimated, I think. Oh God, now Mish, if that's not a confirmation, there isn't any. Yeah, the people you're talking about, the people. I'm referring to your comment about you had people tell you that with tears. Yes. Yeah, it's never about what happens to you in life. It's how you react to what happens to you in life. In this case, respond. It's so true. Do you respond or do you react? I stung that goat and walked off. For a late night happy hour. I love that. Oh no. Nope, it's not. No, I know. And it's been since I met this special person. Even with my circumstances, it wasn't happening, but I'm inspired more. Ah. Well, inspiration is another thing that's underrated. I think we all need it every day. That's it. That was the other thing. Over sexual. Well, so what's your point? They don't have one. They're just jealous. I'm just saying that right out loud. Every zodiac rules a particular organ in the body. We just happen to rule those, the sex organs. And we do it well. Yeah, and that we are the deepest. Yep. I've heard that too, and I agree with that. Yeah. Vengeful. Yeah, I've heard that. But what they don't say is if we bring our stinger out, it's because there's a damn good reason. You pushed us to that point. We didn't do that on a whim. Oof, get me riled up now saying that. I'm just no. Scorpios do not do that on a whim. Mm-mm. You have pushed us and pushed us and pushed us into that corner when we bring that stinger out. So I always want to ask them, what'd you do to deserve that? Sherry, you got kicked out. Why'd you get kicked out? What? Not here. Not by me. I mean, oh, kicked out of your house? You see, that's what I'm saying. So start investigating research, going in deep. Yeah, exactly. Also, strangers are coming in to me for help and bizarre things. And I know they're not like normal. You must know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. No, it's not normal. It's that 11:11 that you were talking about in your message. That's exactly. It says you are becoming aligned. Keep doing what you're doing. It's what we want you to do. We're encouraging you. Amen, Adia. They do love how we love, and they always come back for more. Let's just say that out loud. Yeah, they push us. I didn't make that up. It's true. They push us. We love, yes, holy, WHOLY, and holy, HOLY is how I would describe a Scorpio love. We don't hold back until you do something wrong. Yeah, and then they're like, "What's up with you? What? Yeah, well, you did something. He told you not to be so dark, and you should have said, and don't you be so shallow." So I said that out loud. Well, it's just us here. There's just 6 of us here. I don't know who else is here. Somebody's watching that's not talking in the chat, but well, I do hear that about Scorpios a lot, that we intimidate people. I have certainly had that said about me many times. I intimidate people. I'm too intense. And so, well, okay, move on. It's fine with me. I'm just standing here being me. If you can't take it, I got nothing for you. Yeah, and you came back to reality. Well, I remember, yeah, when you read that, I was, yeah, that's like a little timeout, and I love that you said that. That's now I don't always get that timeout like you got. Sorry, guys. I think that was specially for you, maybe because it's never happened, for them to like get your attention. Ooh, I never heard it put like that. I like that. It doesn't get any darker than the phoenix before it rises. Well, I already know the answer. I mean, well, not to your person in particular. I was talking about, because we were talking about the avoidant earlier. The avoidant is properly named because, and I'm not a psychologist. Y'all do your own homework on this, but what little I do know about it is, for example, the avoidant is naturally attracted to an empath. Empath. There is a special attraction between an empath and an avoidant. You can Google that on your own time. But an avoidant is avoidant because in his early childhood, he had some kind of a wound or trauma where it taught him that it wasn't safe to love. It wasn't safe to feel his feelings. Excuse me. It wasn't love itself. It wasn't safe to feel or express his feelings. So now that he's all grown up, it's not safe. So the very fact that he comes and goes, like he won't commit to you, but he won't leave you alone. Like that's my situation. It's because when he loves how you make him feel. He loves you too much is the short answer. And it scares him. It triggers this wound in him. It scares him. And so he says, oh, no, that's going to be trouble. I'm moving far, far away from that. And then he gets all the way over here and it's like the rubber band, And then, because you're here, this is particularly true with twin flames. And then somewhere deep inside of him, he said he still craves the love that he did not get as a child because either that he just didn't get it or somebody hurt him or abandoned him. And so that's when he comes back. You're like a touchstone and he wants to come back and he touches that and he gets a little bit more and it's like an addict needing a fix. But then it scares him at the same time. So then he runs again. And so that's why there's this constant back and forth with when they're avoidant. But like, do your own homework about that. And the thing that pushes them away faster than anything else is when we chase them. Nope, not going there. Well, unhealed men are a lost cause. I don't agree with that. And I agree, there's just as many wounded women as there are men. So, let's just not leave ourselves out of that. It takes two. Yes, it happened to me like that. It's still happening to me like that. He's been at my house 4 times this week, 4 days this past week. I didn't, And I said, look, if you expect this to be a relationship, I need to hear from you once in a while. Not a word. So we'll have to have another talk about boundaries. But, I'm not, again, how I'm handling it inside of me is different than it used to be. It's like I have made the decision that I'm not like cutting him off or any of that because that's what he expects. That's why the avoidant runs. Well, it should just cut me off. That's how he handles relationships. He gives just enough to keep it until that person gets sick of it and cuts him off, and then he goes and finds somebody else because he's really afraid to connect on that deep, loving level. Anyway, my decision, and this is just me, but my decision is, first of all, my happiness is not based on whether he's in my life or not, period. I'm not making the decision to just not respond or talk to him. That's my decision. I could make that decision at every minute, but I'm not. But my decision is I need to make this about me and how I feel. It's not about him. It's no longer, I've made the shift internally. It's no longer about what he does. It's about how I feel. And that's up to me, not him. I'm not giving him that power anymore. So whether he comes or not, I'm just not giving him that power anymore. Well, and that's right, Cherie. Sometimes it can be a beautiful love story, but eventually our wounds and our past it's going to come out, right? Well, yeah, the actions didn't match your intuition. Well, and see, that's sorry. Um, you again might want to research the dynamic of the avoidant and the empath relationship. Um, I'm Mish, I'm talking about your comment here about his actions didn't match your intuition. Yeah. Using, I got something waiting for him if he shows up extra married by with kids broken. I bet you do have a little. What caliber is that thing you got for waiting for him? Is it double barreled? Uh, well, I'm most of the time, Mish, that's true. I can't say it's 100% of the time. I won't lie, but most of the time now, I am in control of my own emotions, where before I was not. And part of that, ladies, is honest to God, as I've shared with you before, because I think that's why he came into my life it's like I knew about manifestation before he came, but I never really had it in my face like this. So he's been a wonderful teacher, and I'm grateful for that. And he has taught me how to love myself more and to be responsible for myself and my emotions and not give that away. No, Mish, sadly, I'm not. And that is something I wish, well, let me say this. I wish could change. But I personally, now, this doesn't mean we don't say deep things to each other, but this conversation about manifestation, that's never happened. So having conversations like that in another language is very difficult on Google Translate, believe me. I'd like to, but also I'm not willing to make that investment until I think he's going to show up a little more regularly and show up like I need him, I want him to. So I think it would be wasted at this point. And remember, in a twin flame relationship, you're each on your own paths of awakening. And typically the divine feminine gets more awakened sooner than the divine masculine. So he's got a lot of catching up to do. Yeah, when they realize they made a mistake, then they want the empath to save the day. Well, yes, but no. And if you learn more about the avoidant relationship, it's not really that. It's that, well, I was listening to a video. It was by a channel called Peterson's Pathways. Jordan Peterson. Now, I will tell you, it's AI generated voice. So it's not really Jordan Peterson, but I do think it's some of his material, to be honest. I can't validate the source, but it resonated with me strongly. And it was so Peterson Pathways, are y'all taking notes? Was the channel. And it was about the avoidant in a relationship with a super empath. Now, there's a difference between being an empath and a super empath. And I'm not necessarily talking about intuition. That is a piece of it. But it's kind of what we're talking about. It's like when you are an empath and you've evolved to understanding that your happiness is not dependent on that person, then what happens is when the avoidant comes in and he sees that you are steady, he sees that you're not hysterical, he sees that you're not making demands on him, he sees that you're not cursing at him like all the other women would be, and you're not making demands on him like all the other women have, and he sees not that you're holding back, but that you're not doing those things because you're strong in who you are, that you're like this force. It's energy. He's responding. Remember the quote? He's responding to your energy. And so it reminds me very much of what the doctor told me when my son, I've got two sons, but my younger son, I was taking him to a checkup. I think he was turning 2. And the doctor asked me, is he getting into his terrible 2s yet? Well, I didn't have that with my first son, so this was different. And yes, he was. And I said, well, I'm not sure what you mean. Like, do you mean like when he walks up to me when everything is fine and they are playing and having a good time, and he gets up and walks over to me sitting in the chair and hits me as hard as he can for no reason? He said, yeah, that would be it. And he said, this is the doctor talking to me. He said, do you know why they do that to you? He said that he doesn't do that to anybody else, does he? And I said, no. He said, he does that to you because he knows it's safe. He knows you won't hit him back. He knows you love him enough to love him in spite of that and not hit him back. That's what the pediatrician told me. Now, let's bring this fast forward to the avoidant. He knows you are solid in who you are, that you're not depending on him for your identity, to feel loved. It feels safe. Well, so he can come a little closer. You're like something he's never experienced when you're like that. He doesn't know what to do with it. It's confusing. So he'll go away for a while. And then he's curious. Well, what is that? And so it's allowing him to feel love that he didn't get as a child, or that he very much still wants as an adult, but he doesn't feel it's safe. So you're giving him the safety. If you are strong in yourself and not dependent on him based on his behavior. Whew, Lord, I should have been a psychologist. So, Adia, that was a response to your comment about that. They want the empath to save the day. Get pushed down your stairs. Add it to your list. Good. Again, I can't vouch for the source of that, but it sure resonated with me. And they used AI to generate Jordan Peterson's voice, so you think it's legit. Of course, that's all AI now. And meditation, yes. The twins are supposed to teach each other lessons in this life. Yes, amen. I'm ready to graduate with extra credits. Me too. I'm ready to move that tassel to the other side. Oh, you just had deja vu about, let's see. I heard this in therapy. Congratulations. You see the worst signs of your kids because they feel safe. You see? So you see? And I love how the universe backs us, it's bringing that message back around so you can hear it again because it's relative. Adina's just had enough. She's out. She's out. Oh, I did not know that he's an INFJ too, but that doesn't surprise me at all, frankly. Yeah. So, like I said, can't vouch for the particular channel and video, but it just resonated so clearly with me. I think it will for you too. Oh, a bad deja vu. I'm sorry, honey. Was that about something for your childhood? I hope not. Yeah. hmm And kind of when you know that, because I have, I'm fairly intuitive, and I've always thought that what I was feeling about him as a person did not match all this behavior that he's been doing. And it never made sense to me. And I said, well, I'm just wrong. I'm just wrong. I was too naive. I had rose colored glasses on. I couldn't see it. And so that could be true too, of course. Of course it can. I want to say that out loud. But when I heard this explanation, it just was like light bulbs going off. It made so much sense to me that okay, I get that I'm wrong. I get that that's true. The reality is that's true, and yet this man, he's never so much as raised his voice with me. I've never ever thought, no matter what we were going through, never so much as raised his voice to me. I mean, I can't describe it. It's just he's. I don't know how to. Anyway, I'm just saying it doesn't match this player that he's been out here. That I mean, you can. Anyway, I'm going off. Yeah, self-preservation. It's a primal force, and don't underestimate it. Self-preservation. I mean, what do you think we're doing? I mean, you're doing that's self-preservation too. Oh God, Misha, I'm sorry to hear that. Your kid's behavior is so horrible. Oh, well, that's bad. Even when the father doesn't see it. Oh, that's leaves it really sore. Yeah, sorely on your shoulders. Mm. Well, ladies, this has been a thing tonight, hasn't it? And I'm really looking forward to y'all because I'm giving you 3 different channels tonight. And I'm just sharing. These are things that I watch and learn from, so I like to share them. And I hope that you guys will. I know Misha's going to do research. I know it. Yeah, they are hurting. That's right. And they say things to you. We were working through it, but when she said that to me, it was a game changer. Well, and it would be, wouldn't it? It was for me the day that doctor. I never forgot that. It was like it happened yesterday. And that was 40 years ago. It literally, it just resonated with me on so many levels past the fact that we're talking about my 2-year-old. It was just like, well, of course, mother, no, there's no love on the planet like a mother. And I think with these avoidance, in fact, honest to God, I'm not making this up. He told me one time, this was when I was going back and forth handling my brother's estate after my brother died. And he told me one time, he texted me and we were talking. I hadn't talked to him in a while and whatever. And he said, I said, I don't know. I said, oh, I haven't heard from you. And what? And now you're here. And he says, yes, because I love you. And I said, I don't know what I said. But anyway, I remember what he said. And he said, yes. He said, I love you so much. I love you like a lover and a mother, like a wife and a mother. Now, the way he meant it was he just reached in my heart and squeezed, It's like, oh, think about that. Not like I'm mothering him. He didn't mean it that way. Like you would love your mama. Well, that should have, if I'd known about avoidance then, that should have been the writing on the wall, but I didn't. So it, again, made so much sense to me. And I know his childhood story, so there's no way he couldn't be screwed up. Me too. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing I was going to comment with you on, Nish. Well, I'm sorry, I was talking, Adia's comment made me think of what you said about the mediumship thing, so let me come back to that. Well, that's right. She would, wouldn't she, Adia? She would be able to see everything. And that is so something that they would do, Adia, that they would protect you from that. Yeah, that is so something that a spirit would do to me in my mind. I don't know what other mediums would say, but I would say that. Well, you are a blessing. You are giving your kids such a blessing like that, being that kind of mother. I'm telling you, if only, I mean, you teach your kids, they can go to college or school and they can learn about math and all the things, and they still won't be able to function in the world. You teach a child how to handle their emotions, they can do anything in the world. I mean, that just is the most important skill you can give them, I think. Oh, Mish, you commented about the family member. I'm trying to remember that crossed over in childbirth. Was that your sister? Not your sister. Was it your aunt? I'm trying to remember I can't. Please forgive me. I've been doing a lot of catching up with emails and messages, and I'm not remembering that. I remember the story. I don't remember what exact relationship. I want to say, because didn't you say it's your nephew that now is that you were giving messages to, or her sons, plural sons? And I wanted to affirm for you that yes, that is what you're doing. Yes, that is mediumship. It's when you're not looking for it and something like that happens spontaneously, like you described. That's exactly what it is. That's how it started happening to me. Just an FYI. Well, Adia, that's right. And you know what? If you let him, he'll pull you right down into that low vibrational lifestyle. That's a hard one. He will suck you right in, especially if he's an addict. I bet that is a shift, Niche. Well, yeah, I did. And you know what? That's something you can never fix for him. If he's not willing to go there, if he's not, that's basically the essence to me of awakening is understanding the dynamic of you have to take responsibility and you have to start looking inward. I mean, if you ask me to define awakening, that's probably what I'd say, or close to it. Okay, cousin's wife. Okay, I couldn't remember. Thank you. Yes, that is yes. To answer your question, when I tuned into that when I read it, and I got a strong yes for you. Absolutely, that's what it's like. Yeah, I did. That's the thing too. And I will say, I don't know if he's your twin. You know, like I said, I can't make that decision for y'all, but you do fit. Sometimes I know I have felt emotional for no reason, and that's a common thing with twins too. If your twin's going through something, you might be having a great day, but if your twin's going through something, there's a very telepathic and emotionally telepathic connection there that you can feel. Uh, you're, yeah, well, I think I just answered that. Yeah. Yes, Mish, because the first time for me, that light bulb went on strongly and was, oh, wait, let me see your question here. Yes, I'm talking about you and your cousin's wife. Yes, that's what I mean. Oh, oh wow. You're crying for him. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, you're an empath. Have you ever said that out loud to yourself? I know you have, but I'm just time for you to start owning it. I just saw some orbs. Love that. Um, what I wanted to share with you. Remember me talking about meditation and how in the beginning it opens you up, it makes you more sensitive, which is where you'll have to find some balance. But then gradually it builds your inner strength. And so for me, I remember my first big aha moment was uh, I had just gone to the grocery store one day and there was nothing going on in my life. There was nothing traumatic. There was nothing at all. I was having a great day. I was in a great mood. Life is good. And I'm standing in the grocery line waiting my turn. There was 4 or 5 people in the line, somebody in front of me and behind me. And I had the I was, and I started feeling like I was getting angry and bitter, and I wanted to cry and all that out of nowhere. And I had the realization, I wasn't going to say, I was given the realization that it wasn't me. It was the lady standing behind me. So I started paying attention to that more, like when I would go out, how was I feeling like before I was around people, and how did I feel when I was around people? How did I feel when I went out versus, so that'll be a good practice for you to do your research on these. So just kind of like take stock. How am I feeling? Like when you leave the house or you're going to be around other people, how am I feeling? And then take stock when you're with them. That'll kind of help you sort what's yours and what's theirs. Yeah, and that's how I feel. Isn't it awesome to be able to do that? It is an absolute honor. Yes, I feel the very same way. I have from always, I mean, every time. Well, it's a two-edged sword, like I said. Yep. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I didn't know that you meditate already. That is awesome. You grew up doing it. Oh my God, I wish my parents, I wish my parents had known to teach me that younger. Imagine where I'd be today. No, kidding. Right here we are. Well, that's right. They would on some level know. It's like the spirit, it creates an energy in the room. If you can imagine, back to that word again, energy. Well, she is alive. She's just not alive in a physical body. Let's change our words about that. That's good. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad. I hope that helps. I wish somebody had given me that back then, before. I mean, self discovery is the quickest way to learn, but not always the most comfortable. Oh, oh, Adia, you too. Oh, goodness. Aren't we just all a hot, beautiful mess, aren't we? That we're so sensitive. Yeah, I'm just reading your comment here. You believe you get better. I can say lately I feel happy. Yes. Oh God, don't I know that, Adia? I know it's just that different relationship. It's like I said, it's just you're connected. No matter what you do, you're gonna feel it. Mish says I would have trouble making eye contact with him right now if I did see him. Well, I was wondering why you said that. Now I see your other comment, right? Because you're gonna know so much, right? And he's gonna know they'll sense it. If it's a twin, he will sense it probably. He might not admit it. Oh my gosh, really? Excuse me. Will not maintain eye contact. Well, that's because of that, what we're talking about, like the avoidant thing earlier. He feels you on such a deep level that it scares him. No, I don't. I don't know why. If it's just years of practice, um, learning to be tough, I don't know why, but most people perceive me as, I mean, they don't know that I'm an empath. They perceive me as somebody who's pretty strong, though. So, no, they probably see me differently. Even my own kids told me this one time. I was talking about being older and some things was realizing I couldn't do like I used to do or something like that. And I said something to them about I don't know if it was, maybe it was on a trip we were, oh, that's what, we were on a trip when we went to Mexico. And I said something about not being able to do something like you used to. And they looked at me real weird and they said, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't see you as old. You keep up and you do and you do and you do. Well, they don't realize how much harder it's getting for me to do that. But, so they just don't see me. I don't know. And so therefore, because I'm not old, I'm not frail and, they don't see me as having that softer side maybe. Softer is not the right word, but anyway. That's interesting idea. Oh man. Mine does look me in the eye. I can say he does do that. Yeah, I bet he does me. She probably will sense it. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if he'd say anything, but he'd probably sense it. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. No, not necessarily. No, I don't think people see me that way, but they sense it because so many times, just exactly what you're saying, Mish. I'm going to confirm you're an empath because so many times I will be, it doesn't happen to me as much anymore, and I don't know why that is, but there's been some kind of shift. But yes, complete stranger standing in the grocery store. Multiple times this has happened to me. Literally minding my business, going in the grocery store, standing there picking out a tomato or whatever. And the person next to me, I'm not starting the conversation. The person next to me starts the conversation. And within 2 minutes, they're telling me their life story. They're crying in the grocery store. I don't know why I'm telling you this. So yeah, they're drawn to your energy. They're drawn. Their spirit, their soul, their energy, their aura senses that in you. It's not about the 3D brain. It's a feel thing on a level they cannot articulate. That's why that happens. Well, I think that would go back to two things. That avoidant, he recognized something in you, and you probably been past life lovers before. There's a recognition there that it's not in the 3D. Mish, I was talking about you. Speaking of, I think I may have shared this with you. My ex-husband was an Army Ranger, retired lieutenant colonel. And he told me I was the only woman he was ever scared of. I think I shared that with y'all. Ooh, that's interesting, indeed. You think. So you think that's coming, you mean? That tower moment is coming? Oh, especially with pets, right? Because pets are a whole other level of unconditional love. They teach us that. Well, that's right, Adia. Scorpios do that better than anybody. We aggravate people's demons. We trigger people. That's the whole word transformation. We trigger people. Yes, I have a funny story about animals responding differently too. Um, since you brought that up, responding different to us. Speaking of said husband, his family was from Arkansas. We went up one weekend to spend the weekend up there and visit his brother. And his brother had land, and they had a mule, and the mule was having some sores or something, and they needed to put some medicine on the mule, but the mule didn't like it because it stung or whatever. So they had the mule tied up, and the three of her, his brother and him and I, were standing there by the mule. Now, I'd never seen this mule, never. That was, I think, the first time I met his brother. And we were the three of us standing there, and I was just standing there. And they were trying to put the medicine on the mule, and every time they do it, like the mule would kick and buck and all this stuff. I don't know what came over me. I don't know anything about mules, but I just I reached over and put my hands beside, like on the mule's chin. And the mule just literally, visually just went kind of not limp, like falling down, but just relaxed. And they both looked at each other. And then they told this story later, because I don't think I realized what was happening in the moment, honestly. And then they told this, my ex told this story. He said, you wouldn't believe it. She put her hands on him and he just stopped and relaxed. And so whatever. But they, again, animals, they sense something in us too. Let's see. Let me get back up here. Found it. Oh, yeah, another Claire gift, and I don't know the name, but it's feeling the energy of trees, natures. Oh, girl, you have got to come and let me teach you about that, because we just had a class, my meditation class yesterday. Now, if we can do meditation classes live on Zoom, I can share a lot of this stuff with you. Now, I'm going to caution you. See, my teacher was Asian, is Asian, he's still alive. And it's not taboo. These things are more recognized over there. And so he taught me about spirits that live in nature and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole other practice I don't talk about here, right? And there's just the three of us here now. So, but yes, there are spirits in nature and spirits in trees and plants and all that good stuff. Now, let me caution you, don't go outside and meditate. Just don't do that yet. Meditate indoors until you get stronger. Because they know that. They know if you're sensitive. And there's not always benevolent spirits out there. So I'm just letting you know that. Yep. I'm not surprised that you had that. Well, to ground you. Yes. And the more you can do it with your bare feet, that's probably going to help you too. Well, there you go. See, random people crying. I know. It used to be strange. It's not anymore. I just wait. I kind of just almost, not expectantly, but like I'm never surprised anymore. Oh, that's such a beautiful reaction. I prayed for her and told her things that just rolled off my tongue. I trigger this. Oh, yeah, I do trigger those demons. Oh, that's an interesting comment, Dia. My intimidation factor is why I have to be completely vulnerable for him to look me in the eyes. It's the only time he feels completely. Oh, that is interesting, isn't it? That's an interesting dynamic. Yeah, he needs to feel in control. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. Mish, does energy transfer in those moments like that? Yes. Yeah, you are his safe place. Well, it's back to what we were talking about. That's right. I know y'all. I don't know if y'all can tell who I'm talking to, but yeah, the Tower Moment. Yeah, because you're his safe place. You're his touchstone. It's tangled web unraveling. It will eventually. I think that's what's happening to mine. I think he's got trouble in paradise over there, and I'm just okay, whatever. It catches up with him after a while. Yes, get your hands in the dirt, Mish. Yes, yes, yes. That would be very good for you. Hands in the dirt, bare feet if you can. Well, it's maybe it was for you all the time, but it's so now you know. Don't look back worrying about that. Yep, and that's how a lot of information has come to me over time. Well, I've had the privilege of having a good teacher too, but yeah, it's like I said, the grocery line incident for me. It's like I just knew. I was like somebody on my angels or my team was explaining it to me. I didn't realize that's what was going on, but yeah, like it's like an inner knowing. So yeah, the conversation and then it clicked. You got her drink and just poured out. Yep, yep. It's that you feel safe to people. It's something about the energetic frequency of an empath. You feel safe to people. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's just, it may just literally be a specific frequency that some primal trigger happens in that other person that they recognize that energy. I mean, it could be that. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. Yeah, you put your hands on them and feel their energy. Yeah, you do energy. If you were here, I could teach you about all that stuff. I'm telling you. Well, I can teach you, but it's better if I could do it in person. Oh, good. I'm glad you got somebody. Um, just be sure this person knows what they're doing, Mish. Mango sake? There's a thing? That's a thing? Mango sake. Oh, that's something new. Okay. Teach me something every time. I can't. I'm going to try to drag my ass to the gym in the morning, but I don't know. I'm still not feeling it. Certainly won't be able to do any cardio tomorrow. Yeah, it really is humbling, isn't it? I know it's a thing. And when you talk about, you said such nice things about me, Mish, and it's just I think that's part of why maybe I am the way I am is because I am humbled by it. I it's a gift. It's a blessing, two-edged sword, but still a blessing, and I don't take it for granted either. Dear, oh Lord. Yep, you're into the sake, I can tell. Well, I love that, Mish. That'd be cool, but it's not something I can teach you in one session either. I mean, we need. That's why I was thinking we can connect, even just Zoom. We can talk about more. But the foundation of everything I'm going to teach you would be meditation. You have to start meditating. Watch the videos. Because everything that I've learned and everything I'll be teaching you, that's the foundation from there. Okay, well, hey, man, we'll have fun. Adia and Misha, I love it. I'd love that. Y'all, I'm not kidding. That'd be awesome. Sorry, guys. Yeah, get those narcissists out. I hear that. Well, it isn't. It isn't. I mean, it isn't of this world. That's why it feels so good. But yet it is. And it's because my explanation is it is what the other side is. The energy of the other side. We remember it. That's our natural state when we're not in a physical body. And so it's like going home. That's home to us, is the energy, that more expanded version of ourselves. And when we do this kind of work and we have those experiences, we're touching into that. So yeah, powerful and not of this world. No, I can't download it like Mr. Spock would. I can't do that. And to be perfectly honest, you need time. And listen, I've been teaching this stuff for close to 30 years. So back to that foundation. If I gave you some of the stuff that I know and you went out and started doing it, you could potentially lose yourself. It's not something to play with without a healthy respect. And so that comes back to that. You need that healthy foundation. So meditate, meditate, meditate. That's where the foundation is built, where you have the inner strength to be able to have these experiences that I can share with you. Yes. Yes, your homework is the foundation. Yes. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Yes. And I want you to watch the videos, but I do the guided meditation. You're not meant to do that every time. So if you need it for a couple of times, fine. But my style of meditation, what I learned, is not being in a guided meditation. You learn how to do it, and then you sit and you do it. Part of that, especially because you're a Scorpio, we're independent, we're strong. Don't use that as a crutch for your meditation practice. And I'll just say that straight out. Well, that's good, yes. But you need to set up. I can't remember how much detail I went into on that video, but there are reasons. Your energy starts to flow in a certain way when you meditate. If you're lying down, it doesn't get the same flow as when you're sitting up, because your energy goes like this in your body. And that's a class. I think that's probably smart. Well, no, it is smart. You stop praying. Well, I don't know about the praying for him, but that's your decision, of course. But that you've removed your protection from him and taken back your energy. I did that at one point. Yeah, a while back too. Yeah, I did the same thing. Does that help us? Well, it helps you in the sense that you're not voluntarily giving your energy to that person. If they're a twin, there's still going to be a connection, but you're not voluntarily contributing to your energy going there. Well, that's good. I'm not saying that's not helping me. That's good. That's a good place to start. But if you want to learn from me, you got to do it my way. No. There's a reason for doing it the way. I'm not just telling you that because it's my way. There are reasons, and because a lot of what I do is about energy. Remember, it's not just watching a video on YouTube about how to meditate. End of story. If you want to learn where that's just a tip. That's just the starting point. There's a whole other world that can open up for you. So I want to give you the foundation to prepare you for that. Yeah, well, yes, pull back your energy, but again, if this is a twin, there's not going to be a breaking of the cord. But absolutely, it should be about you and your energy and your feelings, and forget about him. I say that all the time, Gail, and I know you can't really forget about him no more than I can forget about mine. I say those words, but I'm being real with you. But it's because what you're learning to do, what you're training yourself to do, is to not have your happiness or your state of being or state of mind dependent on what he's doing. You need to be solid and happy, and you need to take your power back, essentially, like I was saying earlier. You need to focus on looking at your shadow, not what they're doing. Amen. I just saw your comment. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, let it rest, work on ourselves. Yes, amen. Yeah, I mean, if you can, you're just naturally going to drift to thinking about them. That goes. I'm not pretending it doesn't. But yes, more and more, I'm trying to do that for myself too. Yes, more and more. And do you think your stinger's still out? Yeah, she's got her stinger still out, for sure. Yeah, and I think that's kind of how we become so independent, Mish. That happened for me too. I had to, because the realization for me was, well, nobody's coming to rescue me. Nobody, even my friends, well intentioned as they may be, don't know how to give me what I need. Only I know how to do that. So I have to be the one. So you start stepping up emotionally and all of that for yourself. And he's out and dripping with venom, fueled by mango sake. Oh, y'all are so funny. I love it. Oh, guys, I have enjoyed this immensely. And I'm really tickled at how this worked out, that it was mainly us tonight. Awesome. But I think I am getting tired. I think my voice is saying enough. It's perfect. I knew it would be. It's funny too. I was laughing at myself because trying to get the darn thing to do subscribers only over there with my phone, and I was getting so frustrated and thinking, "Dadgummit, why can't it just be simple one time?" And I don't feel good. And I was poor me and whining and carrying on with myself for about a minute. I allow myself a minute of that, and then the voice of reason came in, and I said, "Now look, this is happening for a reason. Just chill, just chill." And I'm so glad it worked out this way. So thank you, Spirit, for taking care of me. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed too. I got to put it down. Thank you, Mish. I appreciate that. Yeah, Mama Darling, that's me. I'm not Miss Chloe. Miss Cleo, that was it. Miss Cleo. Not Miss Cleo, I'm Mama Darling. I love y'all to pieces. Oh, I missed y'all. This was fun. All right, good night, y'all. I said, thinking Dia's already gone, Mish. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's slower than I want, but at least I'm on the right side of it, so to speak. So, yeah. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. Sweet dreams, everybody. Sending you a big hug. And we need to make a plan for a girls' something. we need to think on that. Y'all come up with some ideas. Hey, wait. I know, Adia, you're in Orlando and Mish is in Florida. Where are you in Florida, Mish? Do you mind telling me that? I'm not going to stalk you, but um, it would be interesting if y'all were close. That would be fun. I'd love that. Tallahassee. Okay, well, that's not horribly far. It's not like you're down in Naples. Yeah, Tallahassee. That's actually closer to me. Maybe you could meet in the middle, right? Dear, you come up to Tallahassee and I'll go down to Tallahassee or something like that. We could do a little weekend or something. Carpool, well, or even better, carpool and come to Birmingham. Y'all come on up. We'll have fun. Carpool with a big scorpion drawn on the van. That's hysterical. Oh God, that's hysterical. Road trip. Y'all be like Thelma and Louise in that car, though. I don't know. I'd worry. Oh God. Oh, y'all are so funny. So my kids do leave, and I do have room. Oh, do you really? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had. Well, I know you're in a custody situation, but oh, that would be awesome. Well, I would invite you here, but I don't have room. I mean, well, One could sleep on my sofa and one could sleep in here. There's a fold out bed there, but it's not very comfortable. Yeah, I'll bring you bring the snacks, I'll bring some wine. We could get in so much trouble. Oh, sorry. I'm telling you, this sounds like a road trip. It sounds like trouble with a capital T. That stands for P and that rhymes with pool. Right here in River City. Slumber party, I know it. Uh, all right, girls. I got to put it down. Okay. That's cool, Mish. That's cool. Seriously. That sounds like fun. All right, guys. Yes, laugh, drink, and read. Laugh, drink, and read. I have to bring a whole other suitcase for my tarot cards, but no. Oh, Mish, that sounds awesome. All right. Looks like Tallahassee's a destination then. All right, guys. I love you so much. Yeah, if y'all want to share, how can you do that? Well, I'm trying to think how can we safely do that, because this is a public video. You don't want to put your email information. I tell you what, if you want me to, I have Misha's email, and I think I have yours, Adia, because we emailed before. If you want, I can share, but I'd want your permission for that. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, we had email before, so it should be in my. Okay, permission granted. Gotcha. All right, girls. This sounds like trouble, and I'm loving it. All right, y'all. Sweet dreams, y'all. Gotta go. Gotta get some sleep somehow. Okay, good night, y'all. Yeah. Okay. We got it. All right. All right, girls. Sweet dreams. Love y'all. Now figure out how to end it on this computer. There we go. Good night.